Sidney again. It's always Sidney. Hi everyone, we're live at Epic headquarters, and Sidney was playing with his little phone again.
What?
We have a lot to cover today. We have 5 maps we're going to look at.
Okay, well, to start off, I'm realizing that there's a lot that we've gotten done since the last build. I was actually watching, Mess was doing a stream last night. I was working late, and so I had him on, and it was pretty amusing. He was playing the guitar.
This is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Thus, Steve is not productive.
But watching,
because
I
he's
kept seeing all
watching
these things that were,
tools.
a lot of things that were different. The casting systems, there's been a lot of little polish work and various stuff. I mean, it's still not done, but certainly a lot improved since then. All kinds of work. We've got in-game stats now in the scoreboard, which helps.
The end of match stuff is super cool.
There's actually a lot of stuff that you haven't seen. There's all the weapon stats and
Yeah,
a
I've
lot
seen
of
it.
individual stuff is. So that's coming in. Lots of other stuff that people are working on. One of the really, I think, the coolest thing we've got coming into the new build is we have a early version of the new Frag Center. And Jim and Stacey are going to show us a little bit about that. So what we're looking at today is definitely a very early build. We're still early version of this. We're still working on it. What we get into the build will still be a very early version. But we're really excited about the idea, and the idea is that we think we want to use this to share content and videos that the community is creating. So we're really going to be looking for you guys to be contributing stuff for Frag Center. And
So
with that,
the Frag Center is meant to be a place where you can get video highlights, news, recent matches. All of those things will be kind of self-contained into one spot for you. It's got a nice video playlist. It's got a few features that we hope will be useful. Eventually, we want it to also become someplace where you can see, oh, I have this friend, or I'm following this person, and they're streaming right now, and look, they're as soon as I load the game, I can see that they're live, and I can quick join their stream, and then have it be kind of a record of your career where it shows the highlight reel from your most recent matches, and hey, remember that first time you got a monster kill, or whatever accomplishments and things you want to track there.
top
in
matches
addition
progress,
to
all kinds of stuff.
in addition to showing you, top matches in progress, news of the week, all these sorts of things. Shelley, if you want to switch over.
So the idea is that the videos that we're looking at, and we want you guys to start making and submitting videos right away.
You'll
Think of a
notice
kind of
there's a new forum.
sports center kind of feel to them. But the videos that we're looking for in here are short videos. So for example, say you've got a really cool, finals of some competition match you want to do, then give us a 1 minute or 2 minute highlight of the competition, talk over it, show some highlight footage, and then link in your video to where for people to be able to go see the full action. So we don't want to have 30-minute videos in here, but what we want is a lot of nice 2-minute videos that give people highlights and give people a way to get to see the full experience.
Think of it as highlight reels and commercials for things. Zacubus did a sample video, which is what you're seeing now, which is his top 5 plays of the week, and hopefully this could become like a regular thing, and every
This
week.
is awesome. We should hold back on this now and hit stop.
Yeah.
So,
Just go to the next one.
so people can be surprised when they see this. Is a great video.
So hopefully it'll be something that he can update every week, and so it'll always be fresh. It'll always be new. For now, we just stuck silly little commercials in here. Go to the next one.
And actually, to point that out, that's another thing that we'd love for people to submit. Is if you have that was an example of kind of a in-fiction commercial. We'd love for you guys to create some.
Yeah, it
some
doesn't
any
have
kind
to
of
just be
it doesn't have to be-
gameplay.
yeah, it doesn't have to be just kind of gameplay in sports, but any kind of
cool screenshots,
cool videos you make that fit into
videos.
the Unreal Tournament universe would be awesome.
This is a highlight reel that Mess put together from our community event CTF tournament. There's right now we have just various stuff in here. There's our GDC trailer.
You can turn
There's
it
all
down
kinds
all
of
the way.
stuff. The key point being they're all fairly short videos or commercial type things that you can then, like if you want more information about this, then hey, we'll link you to Mess's channel. If you want to give us a highlight reel, we'll link to your channel. If Zacubus can link to his YouTube page, his Twitter page, his Twitch stream, like whatever he wants to do. So anyway, this, like Steve said, this is our
Total work in progress.
very, very early prototype. It should go live in the next build, and you can watch it evolve. Think of it very much as like when our launcher first went online.
Yes.
It was kind of sort of functional, but you could see where we're going with it, and we hope that that's the same thing you'll get here.
Joe's been working with me with the JavaScript, and I want us to be in this build so bad. So we've been working like crazy to get this done. So.
And again, the main thing there is there's a button on the bottom left that will allow you. For now, it'll just take you to the forums, but we really want people to submit content. He'll be so proud that we showed that off.
Wait.
Rewind.
Oh, wait, okay, here we
And
go.
One more time. Joe failing us
He's
all.
about to score and
So again, we want
So
all the
anticlimactic.
content on this page to be generated by you. So please, for now, stop by the forums and let us know what you think, suggestions, whatever, and start submitting content. I would love to be so overwhelmed with stuff that this became a full-time job to update this all day, every day.
Yep.
That would be fantastic.
Apparently, we're very loud.
We're very excited. We
Yes.
talk loud when we're excited.
Oh, was just that part? Okay. Sorry, guys.
Keep it down a notch.
Anyway, what else is new, Steve, in the next build?
Take it down. a notch,
Wow. Well, like I said, I'm unfortunately I didn't get my list together. I was trying to get some stats stuff fixed, but a lot of it definitely feels different in a lot of ways than the current build. Not hugely in terms of gameplay, although there's been some gameplay polish and a few changes to weapons, and I'm not sure if there's any
Scoreboard
HUD
and stuff
update.
like that. You said.
HUD
Yeah.
updates,
HUD
scoreboard
There's an
updates.
update. Yep. So hopefully, given that we're trying to get Frag Center in, we still have a few bugs with that to work through. We also have some other bugs that we're trying to nail down right now. So we expect that the next build will be out early next week. We were hoping to get one out this week, but we really wanted to get this in. We think this is
Sad face.
Frag Center is a really important for us to get to you guys, so you guys can start giving us feedback and also giving us videos, and that we can really start figuring out how to make this successful. So we thought it was really important to get into this build.
The other thing that we didn't mention on there is that's the way that we have it set it up. We want it to run in game. We want it to run in the launcher. We want it to run on our web page.
Yeah.
So ideally, this will be one of those ways that you can access UT anywhere at any time, and stay up to date and post videos and see what's going on with your career and your account and all those sorts of things.
Yep.
Send messages to your friends, all that stuff. So,
Yep.
Sid has maps for us.
We have
That was the worst transition I've ever done.
That was great. What are you talking about? I
was
looked right
looking
at
the
him and
map, I
mentioned his
was like-
name.
No,
Transition.
you did it. You did it perfectly. But I was sitting here like, oh.
we have a ton of maps today. So we had another community playtest yesterday.
Which I couldn't go to. I was so sad. But,
Because you were
Frag
hard at work on
Frag
the Frag
Center.
Center. Yes.
Because Frag Center.
Worth.
Yes.
So we revisited 2 CTF maps that have received some significant updates since last we played. The first one we're looking at is CTF Invade by JO+. And for those who remember, this was kind of
Such a
one of
perfect
the first, if not the first maybe, community made a CTF map that embraced the asymmetry. So always super exciting for me.
Oh, he's made some updates, huh?
So yeah, he's made some changes and some.
Significant updates.
Yeah.
First of all, the outdoor base. Kind of went with some of the feedback we gave him and made it a little bit more wide and open. You now sort of have this little slope here that provides some natural line of sight protection to the other side. It was a little bit convoluted with lots of ups and downs before. Now it's super simple to navigate, nice and clean. Getting the flag out of here can be a challenge. Just have
Yeah,
to,
it's very easy to defend that area.
it's
That
a
was
team
one of the biggest
effort,
challenges with the map.
but
Capping
yeah.
too. Capping and
cleaning up and getting out of here is super satisfying. The other cool thing that he did now is that the drawbridge actually moves. So we had,
Uh-oh.
in both directions, we actually had really cool scenarios because on one hand, if you're trying to make your way out of here, opening that thing up, with the slow pace that it's moving at, creates some cool dramatic moments of you barely kind of making it
Oh,
across.
nice.
while people are coming up behind you. And
Yeah,
chasing
at the
you.
same time, escaping, like, grabbing this flag, running out, shooting that thing while you're about to make it over, and then have it close up behind you as you're trying to make your escape was also a really cool
Yeah.
So
moment in the
awesome.
match. And then over here, he did simplify the cannon area a little bit as well. So it's a little bit, you know.
Was that pit
no
the
more-
same, the one you just passed where the armor is? Is that the same
No,
one
that was
as well?
different too, actually.
I actually really enjoyed that getting out, because inevitably people would follow me down there, and then you get the armor and or the health, and then you get the lift out, and they're kind of stuck down there. So it was a really cool escape route.
Yeah.
Or you
And-
you could lift jump
yeah.
up, which was a nice get out of jail free card sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Let's make my way back there. So one bit of feedback that we had from playing, it's pretty much universally, people kind of found the extra gate mechanic on top of the bridge and the cannon felt like a little bit much. And just, I don't know, I can understand the theory behind it of, you know, having this kind of counterbalance to the cannon that can launch you all the way through to the base and being able to close off the gate works with that, but in the end it kind of, based on the cooldowns that it has, it just kind of ends up being this more kind of random thing like, am I going to run down
Yeah.
here? It might be closed, might
I
be
think
open, but it's
it's really critical when you're coming out with the flag. You need to be able to know whether that gate is open or closed, and right
Yeah.
now there's no real way.
So one suggestion maybe was to either just get rid of that, you know, gate and just basically focus on the drawbridge as already a closing mechanic. You could even have the drawbridge maybe cover that opening up
hole,
there
yeah,
too.
That would
Yeah.
be useful.
That would be a nice trade-off to still leaving that normal escape route open on foot,
Yeah.
because basically that means you still have a chance as a defending team to prevent somebody from launching all the way out. But if you hit that spot, you as a flag carrier are still already at a disadvantage, but you still have another way to get down and out. So
Yeah.
I think 2 birds with 1 stone there might work better than having 3 mechanics layered on top of each other. And to be honest, the drawbridge is way more fun than the gate is. So
Yeah.
um, I think that would be a nice compromise.
The
yeah.
drawbridge is very dynamic. The gate is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
frustrating.
There were a few bugs too with the actual
Well, I think to me also part of the thing with the drawbridge is since you didn't see it, you're coming around, you don't see it until the end. Like it might be something, maybe it's for a different map, right? If you could see it, and if the like defenders had a chance where the flag carrier is trying to, I don't know, it gets.
Yeah, there were a few issues with dropped flags falling through the bridge too.
Yeah.
That we
And the
noticed.
those gears don't have weapon. There's weapon collision in the spaces between the gears.
In here.
Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
yeah. That was
Actually,
Simplified
I like
collision.
that.
I was trying to snipe from there. It wasn't.
Yeah, it probably has simplified. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was really glad though that you did not die if you fell in the water now.
Yes.
Yeah, we did
So
enjoy
you still,
that.
You still had to
It-
swim, which slowed you down. So like
Yeah.
for
It was
flag
still it was
carriers,
enough penalty, but it
Yes.
didn't feel like.
Yeah.
which is
punitive.
very
Fun.
cool.
Yeah.
It still makes you super predictable. So, you know, it's still a minor death sentence, but you
Yeah.
have a sliver of a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other than that, I'm not sure if anything else really drastically changed, but
That's a fun map though. Even
Yeah.
even with everything, it was pretty
Yeah, I'm
fantastic.
yeah,
excited
still
to
really
play it
like the
again.
flag bases here. Like having people defend up here and having a chance of sneaking up on them from behind is nice. Makes it fun to try and clear this room for a flag grab. The cannon mechanic, so still sometimes is a little dodgy. I'm not sure what's really going on, but sometimes you just kind of end up getting launched in this space here as
Maybe
opposed to hitting
networking.
the. Could be replication, could be that maybe there's another player on top of you that somehow touches you, which kind of
Mhm.
affects your trajectory or something. Not sure. I don't have a great suggestion also thematically, really what to do with it. It's nice that it's now a little bit easier and more reliable than it was before for sure. You don't have to kind of put yourself into that little mole hole anymore. And yeah, there we go. I hit something on the way out. So sometimes you hit something and get stuck, but it'd be nice to somehow push this even further and make it a little bit more, I don't know, thematically reasonable, I guess.
Make it a catapult,
A catapult or something. I don't know.
trebuchet.
But I think just the gameplay of a flag carrier escaping, hitting that thing, and then the entire team knowing what he's about to do and trying to funnel through here and kill you, that's already a fun, tense moment. So again, I think that's just another reason for why the gate at the bottom isn't really necessary, because this should kind of be the governing thing for how effective
Yeah.
it is to get out, and then having the drawbridge on top of
I was
that
thinking
is
there
number
might need
two.
to be some
Yeah.
clicks, like it's lock, 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 fire.
It might actually do
That-
that.
Yeah.
audio. So because I felt like people were escaping out of there, and there was no indication that it was loading or that it was getting ready. You could hear it once it fired, but
Yeah,
not
you pretty
when it
much
was
land
ready.
right on top of the flag.
I like it.
Yeah, we were like behind, I think 2-5 or
Yeah.
something, and I made one cap that way, and then another
Yeah,
in the
right
last like
away.
minute of the game, but
You still
not
lost.
not quite enough.
He's made a lot of changes on this. I know when Joe Plus was here, he was excited to get back and get
Still
to
has
work
this
on
little
this.
escape down here, but now it doesn't cut through to the inside anymore either, which I
Oh
think is a big change.
no!
You can still do crazy stuff
That
with
was
the
my
jump
favorite.
boots.
Oh, that's very cool.
So, but it forces you to make yourself a little bit more visible, which is nice. So, yeah, awesome map, dude.
Yeah,
It's
it's
super
Nice
fun.
job, Jo Plus.
much improved. Very good.
Let's see.
I'm really excited to see what else he has up his sleeve. And he's
Actually, we watched him for a little bit last night.
he's been streaming,
meshing,
right?
meshing CTF Pistola and looking pretty sweet so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of attachment to that map, maybe?
It's a great map.
All right. So next up, we are looking at CTF Defiance by Totes Amaze.
Totes.
It's
Totes.
totes amazing.
This is another return that we featured before.
Oh, it looks
And there's
smaller out
been
there.
definitely
a
improved.
ton of changes to this map. Drastic reduction in size.
The little
oh,
happy
felt
trees.
a lot more playable.
That's
It's
exactly
easier
what
to
I said when I
navigate.
started playing.
The ship pretty much stayed the same. Getting in the ship is still done via jump heads exclusively right now. And basically you get a tiny bit of, or well, yeah, I'm always thinking of from the flag carrier's perspective, I guess. But yeah. And tiny village, volcano. I really like what's happened to the midfield here. It's all very focused now through this one room.
The magma.
wall slide up there is still really cool as a way to escape up top. But now everything is a lot more focused and funneled in here, which is nice. One thing I would actually suggest, and it's already made a ton of progress in that direction, which is awesome, but we still found that you could pretty much, in my opinion at least, lose that entire underground route entirely and just focus on the top parts of the map. Because this basically still allowed people to just make these super
Just
hidden
disappear.
disappearance runs that just aren't terribly fun for anybody but the flag carrier, I guess. And it just ends up turning into these kind of random surprise caps of like, oh, the flag's gone. Oh, I guess they capped. Oh. And playing the midfield up top with enough options and, still having a building here and there that you can kind of juke around in and divert, like, I think that's already plenty and will help the map focus even more to just basically nuke that bottom path.
Or maybe, or I mean, at the very least, maybe what if it came out at the church so that you could get out of the,
Well, it does get
out of
out.
the base, but you're still in the midfield.
you're still in the midfield,
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
right? So,
Or what about if?
I mean, I don't know if
Yeah.
it needs it, but if it came out there, and that was, then that's basically an option to kind of sneak out of the base, but still.
Yeah,
be
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Force you to basically show yourself
Mhm.
again before you reach the actual midfield.
So it's
Yeah.
a much longer route, but it's a hidden
Yeah.
route. So
It just kind of depends if it's too hard for the flag carrier to get out of the castle without it.
Yeah. Whoop.
Yeah.
Oh.
The mouse is
Actually,
falling.
lava needs entry pane besides just damage per second as
I
well.
never noticed the invisibility down there.
I think that
Oh.
might be my bug, the entry pane. I need to check that.
Oh.
I mean, does slime do entry pane? Like in deck? I'm not sure.
I guess I don't know if slime maybe traditionally didn't do entry pane and lava did, or maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know.
I think it was. the
That's
same.
really cool that you get some damage if you take the invisibility. It wasn't like that before, was it?
Nope. I don't know. I mean,
'Cause
to be
all
honest,
I know is White Gumby, every time I turned around, he had that stupid invisibility.
on the castle side of things, it pretty much got reworked entirely, and it's much more fun and clear
Gosh, it's
what's going on
great.
here. Looks pretty sweet. It has a cool
Oh, I
vibe
can't wait
to
till
it.
this one's finished. I think this is
Um,
going to be another favorite map.
Got one sniper tower over here that you can get up into. Oops, not that way though. And the flag has a cool position now too, where it's kind of sandwiched in between the two towers in a nice open space that's overlooking the courtyard, so it's super visible from a lot of different spots, whether or not it's there. Makes it, easy for flag runners to force themselves to telegraph where they're going, etc. So I think overall was a really, really great improvement.
One other thing I wanted to mention, because I think it's important to fix, the one thing that was really annoying in the spaceship for me is when you spawned up where the shield belt is. Most of the time there's no shield belt, there's no weapon up there, and if you try to jump down, there's a jump pad that mostly bounces you
Oh,
back
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. We did. It's a great hiding spot for the flag as a flag carrier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
But
somewhat frustrating.
At least there should be
sometimes
no
to try
spawn
and-
point there. I mean, I don't think that
Yeah.
it'd be nice if it was easier to get down without bouncing, but
So shield
spawning
belt.
up here, because usually there's no shield belt,
Try
so
and
you
make your way
spawn.
down.
Yeah.
So you can make it with a wall dutch, but you have to be fairly coordinated to actually make it back
Yeah.
down here without.
And if you're not paying attention, it's just, yeah, it's.
Yeah. I think one thing too that was different, I don't know if it was there before, is like, have these little bunks here that you spawn in on your way out. Thematically, it's
tight.
kind of neat. It
Yeah.
feels a little tight, and also not sure if you really need something else here to get caught up on potentially on the way out. Might be nice to either
Oh,
just
that's cool.
have
Make
the
it a
walls
little
kind of
wider.
funnel you towards here, just put a blocking volume there, something, I don't know. Because it's not really that important as a gameplay space, so having a little bit of, thin air that you can walk into by having a blocking volume here isn't necessarily a bad thing. Oh, one other thing too that I noticed, might actually be nice to just make this volcano-y bit a little bit taller and more imposing. Because one thing you kind of get is dead by
Falling off.
trying
the
to
ship.
trying to jump into actually you jump and you hit a blocking volume that is covering that rock section here because he doesn't want you to get up here, but it's not super clear and doesn't really read very well to be not be able to do this
Yeah,
sort
there's
of
also
thing.
that's
So already having the benefit of having rock faces here, I would just raise those up way higher,
And
maybe
then make the volcano
a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more imposing, and would make it more obvious that you're really not supposed to be able to get up there, because, yeah. So I can make it to
I
here,
just wanna
but
know who the
I'm
unfortunate
not up
people
there.
built their
I'm
castle
not-
next to the volcano.
Maybe it used to be attached to a landmass and it just kind of started floating off into space.
Tectonic drift.
And it just kind of came together. But anyways, awesome job.
Yeah,
Very
A
nice.
ton of really great
Very nice
improvements.
job, Totes.
And looking forward to more
Little
iterations
shout
of
out
this.
to tribes in that one. I like it.
And
Alright, one more
last but not
community map.
least, maps all day long. Alright, the next map we looked at was
Tropical Tower.
a DM map, DM Tropical Tower by Chris X2.
I haven't even seen this one yet. This looks great.
Yeah,
This was insanity with the number of people that we had playing.
yeah. I think we, it's kind of a preference thing. I guess some people find it insane. I love it when maps are cramped with players in FFA.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a total personal preference.
yeah, I could play 20
Yeah.
player Morbius all
So
day long.
awesome.
But
Just run around, find people fighting, and kill them both. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I think this has a ton of potential to be a really great FFA map. There's a few weird inconsistencies and kind of snagglies and flow issues that kept it from really fully, I guess, unfolding its potential. I don't know if you
I
could
love
say it
that he has
way.
his notes in there. I love that people are
Um,
doing that now. That's so funny.
Yeah, the notes are cool. One comment we had from a few people in the playtest actually, notes are great when maybe you, I don't know, just want to identify the author, your map, basic thoughts that went into what you made.
I like
Or
that
if you
one.
have if you have certain areas that you're not quite sure, like, hey, give me your opinion on this particular thing. I thought X, Y, Z, whatever. It did feel a little bit weird to basically just label everything. Like, Stu made the comment of, if you have a jump pad there, just the level design by itself should make it evident that there's a jump pad and that there's a
there, yeah.
traversal option there. You shouldn't really need to label it as such. And some of that goes for some of the weapon spots too.
The one good thing about doing it this way is you can tell whenever the item isn't there what's there.
Yeah.
But that's something else that's in our next build that soon we'll be able to address that as well soon.
That'll be part of the core game.
Pickups, improvements to the pickups.
The ammo layout was a little strange overall too. Traditionally, if you have a weapon base somewhere, you kind of, at least for FFA and CTF, that's a different story, but in DM maps, you don't necessarily want to dump the ammo right next to it, but at the same time, you also don't just want to pile it all in one particular spot. You
Yeah,
kind
I
of
felt
want
like all the ammo was way up high and all the guns were down low.
yeah, you kind of want to put the ammo somewhat in the vicinity of the actual weapon itself, but on a path that kind of makes you naturally flow towards and away from that gun. Like a shock rifle, for example, just has kind of 3 packs sitting in here, and
That's
then
a lot.
right next to the Stinger. Yeah, I'm not.
I think
Yeah,
it's probably
you
Oh
can't
gosh.
you can't
That's where
even pick
Matt
up
hung
3.
out
I don't
a
think,
lot, I
right?
bet.
Because 2 will already put you at full ammo. So, one other comment too on the flow, I like all the height difference and whatnot, but a lot of those areas felt fairly linear. So, people trying to get up top kind of turn into a little bit of a rat race of
Yeah.
you know everybody funneling
Coupled with
through
the
the
fact
same
that
spots and
It felt a lot like King of the Hill because whoever got up to this spot, which I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah.
say was Stu with the sniper rifle, nobody else could get up there for the rest of the match.
yeah. It would actually be really cool to just maybe add a few optional paths here and there. Like, I mean, you already have a nice opportunity here for something maybe that
To
goes
wrap
around, comes out here again. Something to just allow people a little bit more options to try and cut off people or, take an alternate path if one path is busy, etc. Thematically, I really like where this is, looks like it's heading. It's got a cool vibe to it, and imagining this arted up and overgrown and cool ancient fortress half
Was it
crumbled in the middle of
Chikara
it.
Forest? Was that the name of that map?
Oh yeah.
It was more like Evok Village, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You said Evok because you're German. That's funny.
Is that a thing?
Aw, that's so cute.
It's Ewok.
Oh, Ewok, yeah. I love to switch up the V into W sounds because it's the exact opposite in German.
Yes,
so.
that's what I said. Because
My wife
Anyway.
makes fun of me for it all the time. So, back to the map.
I don't
The
know.
rocket
Rick,
launcher spot
don't
back
mind
here.
talking about Ewoks in Star Wars. But
The rocket launcher spot back here was a little bit weird too, being a dead end. Especially
I
being
had some good
overwatched by the
battles back there,
sniper.
though, because
I just wonder,
running around the pillar, trying
Feel
to
like-
dodge in and out, and you were very predictable, but you
Yeah.
could do a lot with.
I feel like you could do something
timing.
cool here.
Oh, like
cutting
overlook.
through,
Yeah, that would be cool.
Jumping out, something to just allow you to continue to flow in a different direction,
Yeah.
especially because otherwise you're just kind of death trapped by the sniper rifle up
Yeah.
there. So something cutting through here might be really interesting.
You da bitch.
Let me get my walk back. And the sniper rifle, you pretty much have to make it all the way to the top and jump over. I didn't find any jump boots on here. I don't know if there are any. That might be a cool thing, especially with all the verticality. Would be a fun power up to use. But alternatively too, it would be nice maybe to extend this a little bit, put a jump head here that still lets you get up there. So somebody camping up there still has to watch their back a little bit more, other than just. Oops, I'm gonna kill myself now. But
Yeah, extreme verticality is also a little deceptive in that you can't tell when it's safe to run off a ledge and when it's not.
yeah, people were complaining a little bit about just being very prone to receiving fall damage a lot.
There was a couple times where I ran off the edge and thought, "Oh, I'm gonna die now." Like, if you run off the edge here, are you gonna die or not?
Oh,
You don't know. You're not.
yeah.
See, like, you don't know.
Yeah, this spot was super powerful. I'm not actually sure if you want this little platform in the middle here, because you can kind of do
anything
this.
that anything that
hide
blocks
behind
Stu,
it.
yes.
No, Stu was doing just that. He
And
was hiding back
peek
behind
out.
just
Ah.
picking off heads.
And there's not much
Okay,
you
yes,
can do
get
against it.
rid
It
of
kind
it.
of there's a bio rifle close by. The rocket is right here, and basically all the splash will hit the front of this thing, and nothing will get to you in the back. Maybe leaving this here is okay if you have an alternate way of getting up from behind. But
flat with a backsplash.
yeah, something maybe up here that people can shoot against.
Yeah, so you can fire rockets.
parasol.
Flock up there. A parasol.
Big parasol.
But yeah, I think overall the map is awesome, has a ton of potential. Just needs some things to iron out and maybe some improvements to overall flow, providing more than one path to get to certain areas. Outside of like, super sneaky, trick jumpy stuff. But yeah, awesome job. Looking forward to more.
Very nice.
Yep.
Now we get some Sid maps.
More maps?
Is this the one that sucks or the good one, Stacey?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
This is the good one. I actually haven't seen Solo yet, I don't think. Have I?
I don't know if
Or
you
would it have a different name? Is it new?
yes.
Okay, so Solo I haven't even seen, so I can't even say anything about it.
Oh, this is in the sync build too, so people get to see some of the new HUD and other things.
Oh yeah, sneak preview.
Sneak preview. And again, it's all work in progress, so
Yeah.
please send feedback. Pickups and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, we've got the pickup effect, which is definitely not done yet.
Oh, yeah, people are going to get to see the pickups.
People have talked about it a little bit in the forums, so.
All right, first up.
So we get to play this one during the
Yes.
the event. This map is
Take a look at
so much fun.
CTF Mine.
5,
I love this map.
Oh,
3, 2,
is this?
1.
Yep, never mind.
And there's one of the
You
pickups.
are on the red team.
So another asymmetrical CTF map that we played for the first time in a super early first pass rough stage at the community event. Right after that event, actually made a ton of changes, incorporated some of the feedback we got.
Can you still throw grenades in there?
Yes, you can. Let me actually, where did I end up putting the rocket?
I thought I was being so sneaky and Zach tossed some grenades in there.
You can just type loaded.
I guess I can do that too. Yeah.
Go fire
So yeah, this flak base here has the same, or has a cylindrical version of the weapon shield that I put in CTF Big Rock. What I really wanted to create is sort of this standoff between opposing sides. This is another way.
Whoa.
Where did we go?
That's
Uh-oh.
awesome.
Oh my god.
That crash.
No, it didn't crash.
No, it's not a crash, it's just Windows.
wanting us to switch color schemes.
Oh, the color scheme
Windows,
thing.
we love you.
Wait,
I
suggesting.
need better glasses.
Alright, we're back.
There we are.
So this is one way into the base, right? So weapon fire gets blocked from this side. Defenders spawn on the other side. So this is a good defensive spot to sit at. And I want to create a risky kind of back and
That
forth
elevator
gameplay
is just ingenious, that lift.
between forcing people to get in here and potentially spamming themselves to death,
Yeah, I might have done that.
getting out, and then part of the playtest, or part of the result of the playtest feedback was to add these vents up here, so you can actually dump grenades in there and kind of create this
Yep.
washing
Death pit.
machine of
Yeah.
death. Which maybe, I don't know, the messaging could be improved even further. It's still a little hard to tell that it's actually possible, because I basically
Like
just
Lost.
went and
What's in the hat?
turned off weapon collision entirely on these things, so you can just reliably spam in there. Also works with the combo. You're kind of on the outer edge of the radius, so you don't do that much damage to people.
Although you could translocate
Darn.
up and then combo down into the.
Oh, don't give them any idea.
Actually, you can't really get through there like that.
No, I'm talking about
Might have to-
translocate up in the air.
Yeah,
Switch
translocator
your
disk
shock
is
rifle.
currently actually getting blocked. I need to fix that, but yeah, you should be able to do that. The other thing that I really wanted to do with the space is have high verticality in here and create this sort of semi-gimmicky lift that runs around the perimeter of it that you can ride up. And
Which is fun to
basically-
chase people around.
yeah,
when you're
people
going up.
camping the flag as defenders. This lift being circular kind of allows you to pop up in a somewhat unpredictable part of the whole thing, so you're not just kind of, oh, they're going to come up here, or they're going to come up here, like they could.
Should make it like a
Little
giant
bit
screw so that
up
it
here.
spins as it goes up. People be totally disoriented. It'll be
CTF motion
awesome.
sickness.
Yeah.
Um,
So what about the
Yeah.
rest of the map?
yes, spending all the time.
And the fun
The way
part-
out of the space is super open and telegraph. I want it to be nice and readable, and the alternate path high crosses over here, so you have to show yourself as a flag carrier in either one of those spots. there are minecart tracks running throughout the entire thing from one base to the other. So if you don't know where to go, follow the tracks and you'll get there. Midfield has a U damage here in the center. You know, plenty of
There are a lot of
opportunities
neat
to
pickups
cross
in the
over,
middle.
diverge paths. You can get up these slopes here too from the inside.
Some nicely placed health for when you get out of the base and you have no
yeah.
health left.
Water on the low side is risky, but actually kind of helps conceal because it's almost opaque, and you'll get a nice speed boost dodging into the water too, so it can be relatively fast to get through here, but you have to expose yourself.
Isn't there a pickup down there?
No.
The other.
Not in this
Oh,
part.
the
On the
other
other
side,
base
yeah.
there is, yeah.
There
Again,
it
here
is.
low path and high path up there with the tracks running through, and you can cross over through here as well. And then the other base has this huge kind of drill tube chasm miney thing with a big elevator riding up one side and a jump pad progression going up the other. So the elevator is slow and predictable, but relatively safe, except for a few spots. So you can ride that up to the top. It has 2 spots that you can exit early, so you can either come out here and cut around if you're expecting somebody to, you know, expect shooting at you up here. You can try and cut them off, flank them. On the way out, you can also utilize this thing to diverge paths, cross over to the middle here. You can do the same from inside the elevator as well, and kind of whoop, dodge jump out of here. This pit down here will save you from fall damage, grabbing the flag. Also has a shield belt down here at the
Yep.
bottom. And then the center of the other end of the minecart track, if I can make it up there. Nope.
I think all flag carriers have their own little path that they run around when they have the flag on this side.
I'll make it eventually. There you go. Has the jump boots, which are
Super helpful.
very powerful in this map. It's kind of a similar scenario to Crash Side, where I still want to see through more testing if it's valid or if it's maybe too OP in this case. But
There's
you
a
can-
lot of over and under in this map, so they are.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically
Yeah,
also,
somewhat
if
essential.
you have the boots, since you're safe from
Safe
most
from
of the fall damage, you
which
can
is great for
Yeah.
here.
cut down straight there without worrying about anything. The back of this base was kind of built with stand-ups in mind a little bit to give flag carriers some rooms up here to hide. But on the flip side, health is very scarce on
You
this
need to
side,
just run
so
down there on this
you have
side.
to run down, expose yourself to pick up these 2. And then there's a few vials over there, but that's pretty much it, besides the shield belt. And if you want to go get that as a flag carrier, you basically have to, you know, drop all the way down and trek all the way back up, which is a risk for you to do as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward for people finally getting their hands on this and getting
Yes.
some more playtest feedback outside of what we've been doing in here. There's a ton of trick jumps and shortcuts and stuff in here. It might not look like it, but you can definitely do some crazy things. Like you can ride the slope, dodge with jump boots, bam, you're up in here. So there's lots of
Fancy.
opportunities to do crazy stuff like that. So looking forward to seeing people explore, find spots that I didn't think of, break everything.
Yeah, we
and
find that out the hard way.
yeah, so that is CTF mine.
Very cool.
Very awesome. Super fun map. I'm really
And
excited for
next
everybody to
up-
play that one.
Also reminds me the new translocator effect is in.
Yep.
Next up is DM Solo, and this was a relatively quickly put together map that I actually used our launcher build at home to work on this, just like over the weekends and stuff. I really wanted us to have another dual viable stock map from our end in the build, so that's basically what I'm attempting to do with this. And thematically, it was semi-inspired by old UT Neon City kind of
Yeah.
maps, and also, you know, Guba did his neon cyberpunky
Oh yeah, that was cool.
proto mesh screenshots of Oni, his asymmetrical CTF map. So it's kind of playing into that a little bit, and just something I really enjoy playing around with. But basically, you have the armor area here on one end of the map, with a ton of different routes to get to it. So my thinking was that I like the armor spot to be most easily contested with a ton of different ways to get to it, just because the frequency of it is higher, so therefore you see more play around the armor. So I find that area needs to support a little bit more interesting variety, whereas the shield belt, you want something that's a little bit more predictable, that you can defend more reliably, which is sitting over here on this side of the map. And basically you have two ways to get there from the other side. One, you have to cut through the water and make yourself heard if you want to approach from down below and take a lift jump up. The other, you're basically have to show your face. So there's another drop down here too, but you're forced into the water as well. From up here, there's a few tricks you can do as well to try and get over. There's lots of slope, wall slide, dodge opportunities. You can get yourself up on this ledge here. These can be dodged up as well. And the lift, basically, if you jump right as you hit it, you pretty much perfectly land on the belt too, and you can try and steal it that way. Zach and I have been playing a few duels on this just as I was testing it and building it to kind of help refine some of the stuff.
I think that's more of Zach swearing at you while you guys play this.
While
game.
you
had-
shoot him over and over.
We've had some fairly even matches. We both won and lost. We had some blowouts. So,
Oh, I
but
must
that's
have
just
missed those
but that's
ones.
just us playing. So what I'm really looking forward to is the very dual focused guys in the community taking this and
Yeah.
picking it
Yeah.
apart. And I'm very open to suggestions and feedback on what they think works and doesn't work.
Has
like I said-
Zacubus was he able to not use this one yet? Try this one yet?
Well, so far it's only in the depot, right? So unless only people that
Hasn't gone
use
to build yet.
GitHub and make their own builds, etc., would actually be able to look at this right now.
Okay.
But yeah, once this is out, I'm really excited to hear more, and I want
That's
to make
another
this.
idea for Frag Center. Have somebody, do short little, quick trips through map.
Yep.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
Somebody
Yeah,
just
like a
did
little
that.
tips and tricks for
Mhm.
Somebody did that for CTF Outside.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
in
actually
the
quite cool.
forums,
Yeah.
But I think the key there, and that one was great. I mean, but at a slower pace. And actually, you probably want in Frag Center the 2-minute version of some highlights
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Right.
here's all the cool stuff you could do. If you want to know more, click
Mhm.
here to go to the full video, and then
I'm happy to see the purple neon in here. Just I hope more people use the neon.
Yeah.
I love the neon map.
Can't make any promises that I can actually make these jumps on the stream, but yeah, there's a ton of
It
different.
really is the mouse, folks.
You can wall dodge from this pillar over to this ledge as well to shortcut.
Yes, mind the pillars.
Mind the pillars. Thigh pads over here. Shortcut either up or low. You can also kind of try and anticipate somebody going for the belt here. Kind of similar to ASDF, 2 health and opposite corners of the map as well. So if you know somebody's hurting, it's a 50-50 chance of, unless you have other information, of predicting where they're going to end up to try and heal themselves. So I liked how that worked in ASDF, and I'm trying to do something similar here. But again, maybe people will have feedback that they don't like it, and I'm curious about hearing about all that stuff. So another slope dodge opportunity here as
Yeah,
well.
I'm looking forward to playing this one. I love maps with hallways and
shortcut
flat cannons
through
near the
here.
hallways.
Make your way over to that side as well. Try and cut off the shield belt. So basically, the races that Zach and I have had between fighting over armor or shield belt and vice versa, and then trying to get to the other spot, were so far really cool. And we've had lots of opportunities where we just barely cut each other off in the race to get to the spot. And
Rolf wants to know
Anyways.
what's the size of this map compared to ASDF.
I would say it's probably a little bit bigger than ASDF, at least in terms of relative footprint. But it's also more convoluted.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess a little bit more separated in areas. Not necessarily convoluted, it's actually pretty straightforward, but comparable, maybe a little bit bigger.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, looking forward to playing this one. So next week, we're going to probably be covering, since we don't know for sure, I'm going to say we're probably going to be covering what you guys thought of the new build, because it should be out by then, hopefully. If not, we'll be discussing why there's not a new build. And hopefully, Sidney might be looking at some more maps. We'd like to make this like a weekly feature where you look at least one map, if that's okay.
Well,
Other than when you go away.
make maps.
Yes, make maps.
And videos.
And videos. Do videos for Frag Center. Make sure to watch the UE stream tomorrow. No idea what's on that either. I am really out of touch here, so because I've had my head in my
Head
desk.
down, keep 'em
Yes.
busy.
Keep 'em busy. So, thanks everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.